Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour. I'm Mireille Tulekima. I'm your host today. I'm the CEO of the Mireille Tulekima Global Leadership Organization, the organization sponsoring this show. And today we are going to Africa. We're going to Nigeria, we're going to Cameroon, and we're going to Ghana. And we have three amazing guests today. Coming from those three countries. We have Ruth Tembe. She's based in Cameroon. Ruth is a visionary. She's a serial entrepreneur living a purpose-driven life. And her purpose is to turn everything or everyone that comes her way into an excellent version of themselves. And she's also she's very passionate about Africa. And she had this passion with her, and she's been working on that for quite a long time. And her expertise is in TV, online publication, and she's also the CEO of African Vision Communication, which showcase Africa rich culture, the integrity of these people. So she's going to get the opportunity to tell you more about herself. And as soon as, we start the show, we have also Tobi Odukoya from Nigeria. She's a successful businesswoman with experience in fashion, media, science, and philanthropy. She is socially inclined, driven, and committed to personal development initiative in the field of anthropology, education, entrepreneurship, and sustainability. And Tobi founded her first company in 2008. So she has quite a lot of experience and has funded more initiative after in the pursuit of women development and especially in Africa. So Tobi as well is going to get the opportunity to introduce herself, and you'll learn so much from those two ladies. We're going to have as well Nana later on. Nana is based in Ghana. She's an award-winning media personality and media strategist, and she is multi-talented, highly skilled, and passionate about using entrepreneurship to achieve sustainable and profitable results. So today, again, like I said, it's going to be an amazing hour of greatness, and we're going to talk about strategies for small businesses to go global. And obviously, we're going through the COVID-19, so we're going to also touch a little bit on the COVID-19 and the impact that this pandemic has on small businesses, and in Africa, it's been quite a difficult period for small entrepreneur people who have small businesses. So it's going to be a very good discussion to look into. So let's start, and I hope whoever is watching, please. Let us know where you're watching from. And also don't forget to share, to like, and to participate, because everything that we do it for you. We do it for you to learn. We do it for you to get the opportunity to later on maybe, apply the learning that you're going to learn. That those entrepreneurs, those ladies, exceptional and phenomenal ladies are going to share today.
Let's get started right into it. And that is the power of labels, right? memories. But as I got older, I started to be more aware of some of the abusive sides of
So welcome again. Welcome, Tobi. Welcome, Ruth. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour. It is a pleasure to have you today and to have the opportunity to have a good discussion talking about the strategy, for small businesses to go global, because we know that things are changing really quickly. And it's something that we really need to talk about, to know what's going to be the way forward when we go out of this pandemic. So before we go into the discussion, I just want to ask you to introduce yourself and let our viewers know, what you do and how you got to where you are today, and also talk a little bit about your organization, so that we understand where your impact is happening. So I'm going to start with Tobi. Tobi, let us know, who is Tobi?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's really nice to be on this platform to share with some amazing ladies such as yourself, and also to be able to share the experience that we all have and bring it together and cause greatness to happen. So the thing is, my name is Tobi. As you've said, I'm Tobi Odukoya. I am a founder. I'm the founder of the Business of Purpose, and the Business of Purpose is basically it's a platform that helps people to pull into their skills in order to discover themselves, so that they can align with the purpose they have that God has given them, and use that to build enterprise and even basically build their life. And also, I just as you said, I have a design background because I was into fashion, and my first company I started in 2008, and it was a fashion label, and it went, before pre-era of social media, because there was only Facebook then, we're able to be an international label, and we had orders coming in from all over the globe to Nigeria. Even Australia, we made a few traditional outfits and sent a few of our ready-to-wear pieces to as far as Fiji. And so it's been an interesting journey so far. I also have interest in the bioscience field because my study basically is in agriculture and its management and sustainability. So I had gone on to do an internship with the United Nations in Rome for pesticides management and sustainability, which was fantastic. So all this combined together has driven a passion to impact people's lives, to help people to basically be increase their capacity as a whole, holistically, on the physical level, on the material level, and on the psychological level, to become, all that they are supposed to be. And that's basically where I am at the moment. So I have my Business of Purpose platform, I have my fashion label, and I have my other initiatives that I run alongside for this purpose.
Okay, so a serial entrepreneur and multi-talented woman. Let's just see who we have here. We have a few people watching. We have Jean from Florida. Hey Jean, welcome. We have Cordelia as well. Cordelia is in Washington DC. So hey Cordelia, thanks to tuning in. And there are some more people coming in. I think they always come a little bit late sometime. So just to, we'll come back to you, Tobi, later on. Just gonna ask Ruth as well to let us know, to introduce herself, to let us know what she does, and really, you know exactly, in which area she's working, and let us know, how she came to do what she's doing right now. So, Ruth, all over to you. So we lost Ruth, and so it's
Oh,
okay. So we're gonna come back to Ruth, and I think what I'm gonna do is show a video of Tobi and explaining the importance of mentoring. So let's look at this video.
Please mentor the youth. Please find time to mentor people. I had an opportunity to sit down with a gentleman from New York who was serving in the educational sector there for 30-something good years. Wow. In fact, his work there became policies that the New York government, the New York state took and changed and reformed the educational system to help. Nigerian? He's Black American, but he's married to a Nigerian. Okay. So he was just saying to me that, look, in New York, every year, 1 million people give back. They take time out of their work. They go and volunteer in hospitals. They go and volunteer here and there. And the volunteership work they do in terms of value is worth millions of dollars. They do it every year. People mentor people. They go and volunteer. And I thought, wow, that is amazing. That is why these nations are developing. People are giving back. So you get, exactly. So these young guys need to be mentored. It's now for the older ones that are doing better to say, okay, can I take some time out once a week, call in some youth, speak to them, advise them, let them see what I do.
Okay, so that was a video of Tobi about mentoring, but we'll come back to that. What I really wanted to know from you, Tobi, is we obviously going through. You are a serial entrepreneur. We're going through the COVID-19, pandemic, and there's obviously a lot of impact, a lot of challenges created by this pandemic for small businesses. So how are you coping as an entrepreneur right now?
yes, just as you said, Meryl, there's so much happening in terms of the COVID-19, and no one saw it coming. So it's had a very big impact on a lot of small businesses here in Nigeria. I mean, one of the issues that we have is that a lot of businesses are not properly structured, because I've taken time to talk to people. We run a business hub as well, where we bring speakers to talk to young and even older people about business and what you should and shouldn't be doing. And personally, for me, I've seen that my businesses are going to take more of an online presence. So in terms of fashion, I had to basically stop all my production, because with COVID-19, social distance comes into play. You can't have a factory with people side by side. So that was no longer an option. And so the next thing to go into now is content development for fashion, which I've already been doing to an extent, but I'm going to push more towards that. We're going to do some online training for creative entrepreneurs in that space that want to know about fashion and how to enter into the industry. And our training is not just going to be surface training on the technicalities of fashion, but we're going to go in to teach the business side of fashion, and also we're going to teach the community entrepreneurship side, because I believe strongly that every business should have a social responsibility to increase its community and impact the people, the locals around that. So that would be one of the interesting lines. And they would also talk about other things that pertain to fashion and beauty. Then for my platform, it was a business of purpose. We had a conference last year. We brought speakers together, including a life coach, and we had about 60 people attending. And then we had a break. We're lucky, so we had a TV coverage from one of the prominent TV stations and some newspaper coverage as well. So the impact was so amazing. We had people go from there, change their careers, and start doing something else, and it was really good. So the idea again is to now have more online training events. We would have those levels of speakers come onto our online platform and then develop it in such a way that people can follow certain programs depending on their areas of specialization, and then get interactive help and support when they need it. So that has to be the way forward. One has to be able to meet demand now. Looking at it from a global perspective, we have to be able to meet demand now and build the right capacity on the internet, whether that's a website, whether that's your social media presence, whether that's like employing e-commerce, whatever it may be. You know, we all need to begin to think on a global scale about how to remotely promote our businesses, and then reduce the aspects of social contact that is now the major cause of the spread of the pandemic.
Okay, so a lot of good points. So the fact that, with this pandemic, we have to increase our presence online, and also thinking about something else, like a pivot where we can go, and it's not always easy. So it's good that there's some assistance, like your business hub who's helping this transition. And but there's like you said, there's an opportunity to scale to the global market in this pandemic, while we start to have more presence online. So Ruth is back, and I just gonna ask you, Ruth, to introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about you and what you do in your business.
Thank you so much, Mireille, and thank you for what you're doing with the Greatness Engineering Show. I've been following the show for quite a while, and I've had the opportunity, thanks to your platform, to listen to amazing speakers. I've learned from whom I learned a lot. Speakers that are from a wide range of industries. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and more grace to your elbows.
Thank you.
So my name is Ruth Tembe. About 2017, I found the purpose of my life, which is to transform anything or anyone that comes my way into a better version of itself. And another passion that I had was to see Africa, or an image of Africa projected unlike what we are so familiar with from mostly Western media. That's why I came up with a company called the African Vision Communications. When I started, our main goal was to project the African values of greatness by showcasing great people from Africa. And we started with a magazine called Queen's Magazine, which was geared towards a female audience. We profiled a lot of extraordinary African women doing extraordinary things. And as as the company went on, as the publishing part of the company went on, we had a lot of companies coming in wanting marketing services, wanting to let their companies be seen. And that's how come we created a marketing wing of the company. And so today, the African Vision Communications has grown from a publishing company to a marketing and business development advertising firm. We help businesses in their marketing strategies. We provide business solutions, and we've been on now for next year we're celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
I'm so excited about that. I keep saying it to everybody. And yeah, it's been challenging, but it's been a very interesting ride. And our mission right now is just to, build, transform African economies for the better. That's why we focus on developing economies by developing businesses, because we believe that when companies grow, then the communities around them are able to benefit, if maybe from employment and their provision of value, the value that they provide to their communities increase, because these companies are growing. So we focus on that. We focus on providing these innovative solutions that make companies grow and let them impact their communities.
Okay, so a lot of good work, and congratulations on your 10th anniversary, because we know that in Africa, and particularly in Cameroon, things are not always easy. As becoming an entrepreneur is sometimes a very, very difficult and painful exercise. So
what sorry for cutting you, but what I didn't mention was that the African Vision Communications AVICOMM group started in Ghana, and we're still based in Ghana. And I moved back to represent the company here about just 3 years ago.
Okay.
And so we are also based in Ghana. We are in Cameroon. We intend to get to East Africa, in Kenya, and that's how our growth strategy is, for us to really represent all of Africa and project these African values to the world.
And it's very important that we understand that entrepreneurship is actually the way to go for Africa to create a sustainable sustainable development and a sustainable economy. And people need to push for it, because, like you said, when companies grow, the community is benefiting so much, and it's important that we make this correlation all the time. So we have Nana. Hey, welcome, Nana. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Show. I hope you are doing well, and we're so happy to have you. And what I wanted to do, before we go further into the conversation, is have the opportunity to have you, to introduce yourself to the audience and let us know what you do and how you came about doing what you do.
Okay, so good afternoon to you all, sisters.
Good afternoon, good evening for
our
me.
Great audience watching us. Okay, so as you would have introduced me, my name is Nanaya Sewasapon. When it comes to the media industry in Ghana, I don't need much introduction due to the weight of the contribution that I've made over the years. So I can see I can see my sister laughing.
Because I can testify to that.
Yeah, because we actually met through my work many years ago in Ghana. And I'm so happy that she's celebrating 10 years with the Queen's Magazine, because I was there and helped her launch the Ghana one.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
Many years ago, and we kept in touch and kept supporting each other all these years and became friends. So this is my 21st year in the media. Before that, in between, what I have been doing, I actually started at a very young age. At a very young age, I'd always wanted to push myself to achieve certain things by a certain age and to break the status quo. And so right from senior high school, I started working in the media. So I might have 21 years experience, but I'm a very young lady, like yourself. And so what happened was, in between, I've always had the knack to start my own business. I remember I did banking and finance for my first degree, BSc administration, majoring in banking and finance. And I kept telling my colleagues, as for me, I am never going to work in a bank, even though I'm doing this. Because as for me, I kept saying that. And truly, that is exactly what I did. Now, the media has always been me, and so I've always been doing it, whether part-time or full-time. But somewhere in 2007, I took the bold step to quit my job and start my first company, which is Positive Brands. And I called it Positive Brands because I found a knack or the potential in me, which is helping businesses grow. So I realized that the entrepreneur in me is very much, greater whenever I'm supporting other people's businesses, not just doing something for myself and my business. So that's when I established that. Then I also established the League of Extraordinary Women, because I've always been very passionate about women and how we could share our stories like we're doing today, learn from each other, build from each other, so that certain gaps that some have had to cross would be the bridge, for those people, so that they can aspire to be bigger and greater. And so that's what the League of Extraordinary Men was about. Then somewhere in between, it's not been easy starting business in Africa. And I was at a very young age of like 22, 23. So I decided to go back into employment. In fact, I was approached and brought back into full employment then. I established 3 TV stations in Ghana. Then, from scratch, 3 TV stations managed. And then I was also approached by a multimedia group where I worked for 9 years, nearly 9 years, until just October last year. So all in all, the years accumulated in media, what we've done, or what I've done over the period, was made my impact felt both locally and internationally. Internationally, we've worked with a lot of the studios and then the BBC and others. And then locally, building TV networks. And the latest one that I worked on was the Joy Prime TV channel, which one day I was having a conversation with my sister, and she was wondering, Nana, the Joy Prime, is it from Ghana? I said, yes. And it's actually your sister who set it up and is managing it. And she was shocked. Because we had everything put to standard, to international standard, and the channel has been doing very well. Okay. Now, over the years, what I realized was that it is good that I leave it where I have done, as far as working for businesses are concerned. Working direct employment is concerned, and then go into the full entrepreneurship I've always wanted to do, which is what I am doing now. So currently, Elohe Group, which I'm the founder of, we have our own brand of baby diapers. We consult for 2 media stations in the country. We do PR as well. And then we are also in telecoms. So in telecoms, we are in partnership and building MTN branches. And we've launched our first one and going on to our second one. And so far, so good. It's been great.
Wow. So what a dynamic lady. No wonder you were saying that, in Ghana and probably in Africa, we don't need to introduce you. So it's important that, now, you're ready for the international market. And I think we have quite a lot of people here watching. So there's Mariska. Mariska is watching from the Netherlands. So, and we have also Jean again. So she's saying hello, Nana. She's watching from the US. So she's here and she's enjoying the conversation. And I managed, I'm going to surprise you, because I managed to do a little video, about you, looking at everything that I had on the internet, so that, and it's been a very fun exercise. Let's look at the video. It's a very small video. So so we are here with Nana, Tobi, and Ruth. Nana, Tobi, and Ruth are serial entrepreneurs in Africa. And like you heard, they've been building several businesses. And, you know, it's not always easy, but they're still standing. So let's move to the subject of today. One thing that I wanted to understand is, you know, what are the key challenges and also the opportunities, you know, for small businesses right now, you know, in your country or in Africa in general, if you want to see it that way. Ruth, can you start on this one?
Okay, thank you for that question. You know, this situation, this pandemic has really revealed the vulnerability that most small businesses face in Africa, especially regarding the fact that it came in unannounced. And it really has a toll. It really has a toll on productivity and operation systems in businesses in Africa. And most businesses that were already on, you know, following global trends before this pandemic, they're kind of getting out. They're kind of getting along. But then the majority of businesses still had like they were still operating on local, I'll call it so, local systems. They still had local system of operation, but thank God there is, you know, we are exposed to having to adapt, because as an entrepreneur, that's one of the key qualities you must possess. You must be able to adapt to, you know, to whatever situation or whatever crisis has to happen. And then looking at the fact that crisis, as a seasoned business person, you can't stay away from crisis, because as you build your business, there's, if not a financial crisis or crisis within your company, there are others. There's always some crisis that's going on, and crisis management is a very important, you know, key factor for business owners. The challenges is, you know, we are in a lockdown situation, and with this social distancing, many businesses
so I'll sign out and then come back in.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah.
So I was saying that for the challenges due to the social distances, due to the lockdown, a lot of businesses kind of are not getting along, especially in industries that that deal with people. Manufacturing industries, you know, event management companies, you know, industries like where supply chain, the logistics is really, you know, key to productivity. The challenges really reveal the fact that we need to sometimes, you know, prey on problems in order to get solutions. And you know, with this, small businesses are supposed to, or are working to adapt, to really adapt by, you know, changing systems, you know, looking at their operation systems, looking at, you know, their overall productivity, efficiency. And the good thing is that it permits for us to kind of adapt, see or look for new ways that we can be able to relate to our customers, you know, to our stakeholders, and then look at new systems to put in place in companies. And the advantage is that for most businesses today, we are able to touch on a global audience. And the fact that we know that, you know, we have this tool, which is the internet, that we can use to be able to reach out. What is left for us is just to put systems in place in order to really, you know, let our products and our services be seen and be patronized by, you know, global potential customers and clients.
So a lot of key points here. So one was to really look at in detail, you know, review your system, review everything that the way you're doing, you know, your things in your business, looking at the productivity, looking at how, you know, you relate to your clients, and again also looking at other opportunity, other system, like you said, you know, look at new system to put in place. So in a way, it's hard, but at the same time, it forces, you know, the small business owner to really, you know, do the work that they don't always do, really look in detail into their business and try to, you know, optimize where they can and get rid of what is not working. So thank you for that, Ruth. Tobi, what is your opinion on that?
Okay, so the question is, what businesses should do in this period to adjust?
The question is, what are the key challenges and also the opportunity for small businesses right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the opportunities. Let me start with the opportunities. So we've seen that, just as Ruth was saying, although certain industries have collapsed, literally collapsed, even multi-million-dollar businesses and like the aviation industry have taken a major hit, the entertainment industry. I mean, even the hospitality and catering industry too, they've taken a hit because of the fact that most businesses are run with people. People make those businesses work, and it has to be putting people in a space that may not allow. So on the other hand, some industries have thrived. For example, the communication industry is doing really well. Everybody is now online, so people are consuming more data. Communication as well. People are calling more because they can't see they can't physically visit their loved ones, so they call instead. Then the health industry too. There are certain parts of the health industry that is doing really well because now people are more interested in how to be healthy, how to make sure that they don't get sick. They are looking for medications. They are looking for health benefiting products and services. Even the hospitals have found a way to introduce technology into their health services. Because, for example, I was having a conversation with a tech engineer, and he was telling us how some new businesses that have been positioned in that health-related services in Nigeria, one of which have helped a lot of hospitals come online. So they have gathered their data for their patient management, for the management of their treatment online. It helps them become more efficient in running tests and being able to administer care to people. And then, so we have those kind of industries, those kind of companies that are thriving. Then we also have agriculture. Even though the logistics part of agriculture, in terms of maybe transportation to an extent, has been hindered, and then the ability of markets, you know, local markets to come together and sell products. But we also have a thriving agriculture sector because a lot of people are now going back to the importance of food. Most people are spending 80 to 90% of their money now on just food because staying alive during this pandemic is so important. So people are looking for every avenue to get food. So, for example, I had on one of our business hubs, we had a lady that works with an international company that deals with health products, services, machinery. Her friend, who usually used to sell jewelry, has now pivoted to selling food products from her village. She gets them delivered to the city, and then she's now selling it to her clients because she sees that there is nothing else. So she was also speaking of a trade by barter agreement between. So this is an example of the challenges that entrepreneurs are facing, and because money is in short supply, she was saying that she now offers marketing advice as marketing strategy to this friend, who then pays her back in plantain and yam and all sorts of stuff. So it's not like a trade by barter agreement, because we all know that most of these companies, small businesses are not making money. They need to still be sustained, especially the entrepreneur themselves. They need to find a way to feed their families themselves, and maybe even pay some of their workers, because a lot of people can't pay their workers, maybe half a salary, whatever the case may be. So people are desperate to know how to be able to pivot, but these industries are doing so well. Now, the limitation is knowledge, because the African system of business, people usually go into business because of survival. Okay, so once that survival mechanism is cut off, because it was even built on survival itself, it wasn't a proper structure. So most businesses didn't before this COVID-19, they didn't go into setting up proper structures within their businesses to help them cope in any crisis. So they don't have any proper online presence. They don't know how they don't have any mechanism to collect data. They don't have a proper accounting system. All these things they now have to learn in this pandemic while still trying to feed. So I think businesses have to have like a short-term and a long-term perspective. So while your business is being changed, while you are learning online, there are loads of online resources now available for free as to how to better structure your business and what to do in the COVID-19 pandemic and how to cope. On the short form, you can quickly pivot into selling some food products, delivering, being a middleman between a restaurant and its clients. My friend, for example, she's an event planner. Obviously, there are no events being planned anytime soon. She quickly pivoted into the transportation, speaking specifically bike transportation, motorbikes, motorcycles that would go and deliver anything anybody needs to be delivered. So you call her, she takes your whatever you need from point A to B. And so we find that is how people are trying to cope on a daily basis to basically be able to feed themselves and their families. So it is important to put this, when we're talking of Africa and SMEs, you need to have that perspective that most SMEs are set up to feed their families. Most entrepreneurs are more interested in feeding their families and growing their businesses. And now that this pandemic has happened, they now need to put those necessary structures they didn't put in the first place in their businesses so it can survive. But also they still need to find a way to feed their families. So anyone that has the capacity or can quickly innovate and think, okay, how do I get some products from here to there? Can I get involved in any restaurant, help them deliver? Can I also get food products from here to here? Can I repackage? A company just came out of this pandemic. They now do fresh cocktails. They call themselves Ducktails, something like that. They do fresh cocktails in a little plastic bag, very nicely packaged. It has a duck in front, and they deliver it to people. And their business has grown 200% in the pandemic, because people are sitting at home and like, well, I could do with a cocktail, and then or a mocktail, whatever the case may be. And so they saw that need, and they started to do something about it. So it's knowing the industries that are thriving, which is mainly agriculture, health, communications, tech, and then being able to strategically and quickly see how one can position themselves there and become profitable. They have daily income, basically. I think that is one of the most important things for most small business owners here in Africa, especially Nigeria and other more developing countries.
So that's you brought so many key points, and like you said, we have as small businesses, we have to be innovative, creative, and really look at where we can step in and really start to engage in those position ourselves in those industry. And really, and that's the beauty of those situations when we are challenged, is that they force you to act and to really look for solution, because you are in a survival mode, and you have to do something to get yourself out of this situation. So thank you, Tobi, for all those, those key points. We have Nana back. Nana, the question that I asked just now is, what do you think are the key challenges for small businesses right now, in Ghana, for example, and in Africa, if you have a little bit more knowledge of, what's happening in the continent? What are the key challenges and opportunity as well that you see? It looks like she can't hear us. Hey, Nana, can you hear us? No, she can't. Okay, so while we sorting out, we're gonna have another break, and then we'll come back and continue the discussion before we go into a more, more private type of questions. So, Nana, can you hear us?
I can hear you well a bit now.
Oh, okay. So
a bit, but
okay, you can hear me a bit. So I'm going to try asking you the question. The question that we asked was was to let me know, what are the key opportunities and challenges that you see for small businesses right now in Ghana or in Africa.
Okay, so I hear you there. Opportunities and challenges.
Yeah, the key challenges and opportunities.
Okay. So in post-COVID-19 era, as we've seen, the world is not the same as it was. We become more committed one-on-one and interpersonal as far as doing business is concerned. And so use technology like using today is more and more prominent. Now, for the small business, you are already provided with a whole lot of items or cost points. Now you have to be thinking of cost of data as well. And as we know, after is concerned, higher up. Cost of data is so much. What about those businesses or small businesses are located in areas where there's not even access to internet in the first place? How more to even pay for it? Africa's internet is still very low and infrastructure is not the best. And so for me, it is a very big problem as far as doing business or small business is concerned. In this post-COVID-19 era, I put the technology and being able to leverage on technology by business as the one. My second point will be financing. As we know, businesses have been hit the weeks of lockdown. Some countries are on lockdown. Some okay. The weeks of lockdown, the uncertainty and fear that people have is not making them goods and services. Businesses are slowly, for instance, Ghana here is slow picking. For all my suppliers, when you are, you are asking to put up, how do you call it, or say business low, business is slow. Business is slow. People are not buying as it was. And most people didn't buy in the beginning, and so they might have a lot of life home. But others are not sure, and for being sure, people are holding on to the little penny that they have. Aside even stepping out to actually buy. So you can say financial, it impacts on the you can how do you call it? The financial capacity of these small business, as well as the market. So for me, these are the three key challenges that small businesses might be facing now.
And you're right. Go ahead, Nana. Sorry.
Okay. And in terms of opportunity, of course, we know internet is there. Online and social media platforms are there.
Okay, we're having problem again with Nana. Okay. Are you there, Nana? Okay, so we can't hear you anymore. So I could get some of your points. So one thing that you were, talking about is to leverage on technology. But again, not all the small businesses have access, or the small business owners can actually have access to the internet. So it poses a problem. And also they are short on money to invest in the internet, probably. So it becomes a big problem. And but I think the media is actually doing well right now. If we talk about because a lot of people are actually trying to get on the internet and really use the internet to do business and to be able to access new markets. So that's also an opportunity. There's also an opportunity there. But as we know, a lot of the businesses as well, you have small businesses, but a lot of the businesses as well are, in the informal, and there's no structure. And the government is not able to stimulate the economy while those businesses are going through those challenges. So I'm gonna move a little bit more on general questions concerning your leadership. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is what do you think, because you've been doing so much. I mean, you've built different companies. What is success for you? What do you see as success? How are you going to say, okay, I'm successful, or are you already successful? Ruth, tell me.
What a question. It's an interesting question. I think, Mireille, I think that success, we really do not need to put so much pressure on ourselves. The world, there's so much happening in the world right now that you don't really want to keep feeling like what you're doing doesn't mean anything. And for me, what I think success is, I think that first of all, as a human, what makes you live, like, how would I say this? As a human being, to live is to be fulfilled. Like, to be happy is to be fulfilled, is to live a fulfilled life. Now, living a fulfilled life means that you're actually doing some things that give you happiness, and sometimes most of those things are where your passion lies. And so what to me what success is knowing that I'm living a fulfilled life. Living a fulfilled life means that I'm living my purpose. I have a mission that I have crafted for my life. I have a vision, and I have action steps. I have action steps that are leading me to accomplishing this vision. This vision is very big, it's bigger than me. And so I wouldn't wait for when I have gotten to that place before I say that I'm successful. What I will say is that every milestone that I cross, it makes me, proud of myself. It makes me feel fulfilled. And mostly the things that I do are mostly to help. It helps people. It makes other people happy. It makes other people feel, have a sense too of life. And so whenever I achieve a little milestone that is in direction to my, overall vision and mission in life, I think for me that is a success.
Okay, wow, that's very powerful. So, you mentioned to live a fulfilling life and follow your purpose, and and making steps, toward your mission and your vision, and that's what you focus on. But not forgetting that, you also, whatever you do, you also do it, to help people, and that's fantastic. Tobi, what do you think, is success, and what's key to success?
Just as Ruth has said, the definition of success, because success can be defined by different people at different things. Mostly the circular definition of success is always linked to how financially independent you are. I mean, the more financially independent you are, the more successful you are seen as become. But we find out that that is not necessarily true. Some people are financially independent and they become billionaires by the expense of their family, at the expense of their health, at the expense of their lives, so to speak. So it means that success has to have a different definition. And for me, success is about impact and positive impact, just as Ruth has said. So success has to be something that is personal. And when you're talking about personal success, you can't say that without purpose. And purpose is always about service. So you find that the definition of success that works, that is supposed to be, is that the more you impact people's lives, the better, the more successful you become, using your own your God-given talents and gifts and everything that you have been through in your life. You're supposed to be able to package all that and be able to be successful. And I find that once people take that path to success, then the financial independence also follows. It may not be it may not be as fast as putting the financial one first, but eventually you get there, and then the impact on life is unmeasurable. So key to success has to do with self-discovery, purpose discovery, knowing your gifts and talents, your abilities, understanding that your relationships and the networks that have come into your life, that has come by divine purpose, is for a reason, and not abusing relationships. Also being able to identify that your process, even your so-called failures are only an opportunity to learn and to help other people grow, and embracing even those failures as opposed to letting them become your downfall. I believe that that kind of orientation is my own definition of success, and those, I think, are the keys that are important in becoming successful.
Wow. Great, great definition of success. And I love when you said, it's not just about being financially independent. It's more than that. And we know that a lot of people think that it's just stop at this level, but it's something bigger than that. It's something that, that is linked to, like you said, our God-given gift, and the purpose that, we have. And really follow this purpose and impact lives, because like you said, success is about impact, and it's also very, very, very personal. So we're gonna try with Nana again. It's been very, very difficult, but if you can hear us, can you tell me what is success for you, Nana? And I think you're muted. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Muriel. So I will side with my sisters and what they've defined for success, being the purpose and then living to fulfill it. And I would want to add that as success is an action word. You could not just be successful today and not be successful tomorrow. But it's important for us to bear in mind that at all points, our decisions today, we must affect our future. So if we want to stay successful, want to be successful, we must stay successful throughout to the end of our lives. And that is very important and have a good influence on the decisions that we make today. We must ensure that we are in a state of fulfillment, irrespective of what we're going through and what life is being thrown at us. For whatever it is, once you maintain or you are able to maintain a state of fulfillment, irrespective of what surrounds you, what you have, what you've been able to achieve, the impact you've made on others, just make sure that there's that contentment, there's that fulfillment, and that would be your success. Because your success is your story. It's very personal to you. And so you have to own it. Yeah.
Oh wow, I love it. So, and it's really important. What you said is that we have to make sure we are in a state of fulfillment, whatever we go through, because sometimes, especially in those down moments, we tend to really look at things in a negative way and equate that to not being successful. And we forget that, it starts with us, and it's not, we don't have to respond in a negative way because we are going through a challenge. We have to, have this mindset of being fulfilled and knowing that whatever is happening to us, we're going to go through it. And we especially if we have a purpose that we believe in a mission, we're really gonna go through all of this. So very, very powerful statement, ladies. You are powerful lady. I just love the philosophy, and it's really amazing. And there's another question that I wanted to ask you, because you've obviously accomplished so much already. You've worked in different areas, you've built different businesses. So what's next? What's next for you? What's next for the future? How do you see the future for you? I'll start with Nana again this time.
Yes, whilst you have me here.
While I have you, so before you disappear again.
Yeah. So I think, so what's next is, during the lockdown period, I took the opportunity because my business was still open in terms of the communication and the media one, because they are essential services, so we're still going on about. But I took time to sit down to have a gist with a couple of friends that and I came to the conclusion that it is important that we embrace COVID-19 and what it has come to achieve, positively or negatively. It's important we look at its negativity, but don't stay there. But we make its positive impact on us and on our businesses. And so as a business or as an investor in a business, what I see to do and what I think other business people who are also watching and listening to us should do is to look at the areas of business that we've invested in. Because the world is not going to be the same, at least for the long while that we are in this situation. So you need to look and assess business. Is your business going to stay relevant at this time? In the next year or 2 or 3 that we know we are still going to be grappling with social distancing and the rest. How is your business going to survive? So these are the questions I'm asking myself. So if my business is not going to survive, or if I'm going to have challenges in certain areas, how am I evaluating the situation to bridge the gap? So for instance, if I'm in a business like the FMCG side of my business, the baby diapers, where you need to go to suppliers and actually do delivery. So we use the delivery vans, a traditional way of doing it. But then if it means that it would, to reduce your contact with people, you have to use delivery persons. Then you need to restructure your business in terms of even your cost to business, your cost to marketing, your cost of delivery to the, the middle person or your distributors. You have to factor that in. And that would impact on your cost. But if it impacts on your cost, in this COVID-19 era, are you going to slap that cost on your product? How are you going to mitigate it? So I think it's important that at businesses, we go through the value chain and then look at which side do we have certain costs that we can do away with in this COVID-19 era, and then embrace the new costs and the new approach that we need to take in order to win in the marketplace. Because like it or not, this era is with us and it will stay for a while.
Yeah. And that's
so these are the next level that I'm thinking around my businesses. Yes.
And that's the and I always tell people that's the beauty of this COVID-19 crisis, is that it forced us to sit down and really look and think about what we want to do, think about try to see what's still serving us or not serving us, and think about how we want to go forward successfully, and start to, like you said, look at the value chain and see what needs to be changed to be able to survive, after we pass this challenge of the COVID-19. Ruth, what's next for you? You are a dynamic. I see that you've started your academy, and with you, there's always something coming up. So what's next for you?
There's so much in perspective, earlier on we're talking about purpose, we're talking about mission and all of that. And when you're someone who is purpose driven, until eternity, you always have something to do. And so in terms of my business or my professional life, there's so much in perspective. I have right here in Douala in Cameroon, I created an incubator and a co-working space, Elion co-working and an incubator. And so we're going to start an incubator program for businesses, to help businesses grow right here in Cameroon. We're going to start that early June. We believe that by late June or getting into July, this pandemic must have, died down a little, with all the cures that are coming in, all the remedies that are coming. And so we have this project of raising businesses in Cameroon through the Elion Incubator and Co-working Space. We also have right here in Cameroon a project to empower about 10,000 entrepreneurs, especially after this crisis. A lot of people don't know on what foot, a lot of entrepreneurs don't know on what foot to dance on. So we have to help them, really reshape, strategize, and, create good, talk to them about creating new business models and all of that. And later on in the year, we have our events that were programmed for earlier this year before this pandemic, and we think that later on in the year we can run them. And in a larger scale, what's next is to grow AVICOMM Group, grow all other franchises that we have, grow the co-working space. We want to extend this co-working and incubator into other African countries like Ghana, like Rwanda, where all of that is into perspective. And then you talked about the Tembe Business Academy, which is something that we're really working on, especially due to this pandemic. It really came in. We had launched it last year, but it wasn't really effective. But this year we're really putting a lot of efforts and resources to make that work, so that it can help people who during this lockdown period cannot have access to classroom lessons and all that. They can study online, and they can have the business knowledge that they need to grow their businesses.
Fantastic. And I love when you are purpose driven, there's always something to do for eternity. I'm going to keep this one. It's just so amazing. Tobi, you already also, doing so much and some fantastic things in Nigeria. So what's next for you?
I think one thing that I've done is what Hannah said. So you need to sort of reassess and take stock. And I've seen that some of the plans that I previously envisioned would not work moving forward, because as the pandemic progresses, most of the countries in Africa have not even reached a flat line. We're still climbing the curve. Infections are still going up. So bearing that in mind, one must take strategic steps, thinking deeply on how to restructure and how to now approach any kind of service or any kind of product or any kind of offering that one has. So for me, my approach is a Pan-African approach, and it's about finding and harnessing Pan-African partnerships, finding like-minded institutions, like-minded individuals, like-minded establishments that are already pursuing this cause of capacity development, mind transformation. I saw a quote from the president of the one that I just put everything in perspective. And what he said is that the problem of Africa, we keep looking out for solutions. Meanwhile, everything we need is within and is actually in Africa. Every one of us know how rich Africa is in resources and in human resources, both human and natural. So the approach now for the business of purpose is to be able to harness Pan-African partnerships to engineer this transformation process through training and every other form of capacity development online. It has to be online. So we're looking at coming up with strategies, modules, even schedules and syllabuses that would help people in building enterprises, and doing so from a mindset of transformation. I can't hear it anymore. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mira.
Okay, great. So yeah, so that's what I'm basically working on, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Good one then.
Can't hear again. I don't know if it's my connection.
Okay, your light, you went off a bit, but now I can hear you.
Okay. Can't hear. Can't hear. I don't know if anyone can hear me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you went off, but you are back on.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Can't hear again. Don't know what's going on. Check my.
Okay. Out.
Oh wow. Can't hear.
Hello, Maria. Look, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't. Nana, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. But you keep going in and out.
Muriel, I can't hear you. I can't hear Muriel.
Yeah, you keep going in and out.
Okay. What I was saying is that, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
What I was saying is that I like the leveraging on Pan-African partnerships, because what's going on, and I think that's what the COVID-19 also helped us here, is that we have everything we need, like you said, in Africa to actually grow, grow the economy. And we have to start looking at partnerships in the continent so that we can, start, doing, business between ourselves and create those partnerships who are gonna bring us to the next level. And that's very important to understand that. So I mean, we almost at the end of the show, but I just wanted to show another video, and then we'll come back and to conclude on the show. So, since we were talking about AVICOMM, so the video, so Ruth, let us know, how our viewer can connect with you and what AVICOMM is going to bring us, in the near future or in the future.
Okay.
Ruth, can you hear me? No, she's gone again. So, Tobi, let us know how people.
Yeah, Muriel, could you type?
Okay.
Can you let us know how people can contact you?
Okay. So I am on Instagram. My handle is Odukoya, Odukoya.Tobi. Also on Facebook, my Facebook is Tobi Martins Odukoya, the Business of Purpose, also on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And my email is also oluwatobiOdukoya@gmail.com. I think most of my details are on my Instagram and on my Facebook. So I think those are the two places that are the easiest to get in contact with me.
Any particular events or coming up on your side, or is it still, work in progress?
Well, yes, we still have a lot of work in progress. For now, we're just having on the business hub, we have weekly interviews, and we get people to come in and talk to young people across board. But other than that, everything is still in progress because we're still making some changes. Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. Nana, how can people get in touch with you? I know you are very famous, but we still want to know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm very extremely active on LinkedIn. That's my go-to place. And then followed by Instagram, and then Facebook and Twitter. It's just my full name, Nanaya Sewasapon. So Nanaya Sewas. I mean, the name is there. Anybody can see. So Nanaya Sewasapon is the name. Once anybody logs on, they can see it. And I'll be glad to, answer any query anybody has and to impact and contribute to their lives. My email is N for Nana, Y for yes, and then Sapon. So NY Sapon at yahoo.com. Yes. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity, my sister.
Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure to have this discussion today with you. And I've been,
and let me thank Tobi also for her comments and contributions.
Thank you, Nana.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I know that we're gonna continue this discussion out of the offline, definitely. So I see that Ruth is back. So we're gonna, before we close, maybe Ruth can say a word if she can come back. So welcome back, Ruth. We are concluding, and just wanted to know, how the viewer can get in contact with you, and if you have any events or any product or services that they should know about. Ruth, can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, Ruth can hear.
It looks like Ruth cannot hear me. So we're just gonna,
Yeah, to get me right now. I'm working on.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, we can't hear anything, Ruth. I think we're just gonna call it a day. And this is again an opportunity to stress out to our providers in Africa to improve, the connection, and to improve, because otherwise,
can you hear? Okay, so one thing is right now I'm working on my breast.
Connection is very good.
Is very difficult. So we need to,
Yeah.
like I said, obviously highlight that, because if we have to be online, we need very good connections, and otherwise our businesses are gonna die. Our small businesses in Africa are gonna die. So we need to put the pressure to improve, the connection, so that we can be competitive on the global market, using the internet. So, like I said, it's been a fantastic discussion. It's been really impressive. I've learned so much, and I hope that the audience learned so much as well. I mean, Jean enjoyed it. She said, "Thank you, ladies, for sharing your knowledge and experience." She's been enjoying it. It's also Sushi. She's based in Singapore, and she has enjoyed, the conversation as well. And I think for them, it's also an opportunity to see what's happening in Africa and how, what are the key challenges and opportunities as well that, small businesses have doing business there, and they can compare with what they have, in their respective country. So next week, so for the audience, I hope you took a lot of notes. And on Friday, we're having another amazing woman, um, Monica McCoy. She's coming. She's coming. She lives in Atlanta, and she's a business owner as well, and she's the queen of peach. So you're gonna learn a lot about her again, and I hope you're gonna join us and participate. So it was the Greatness Engineering Show hosted by Mireille Tulekima, and I hope that you've learned a lot as well, like I did. And I really want to thank you for being here, and thank you for participating as well. And for those who are gonna watch the replay, please don't hesitate to comment and let us know how we can address any question or any clarification that you want. But for now on, it's bye bye, and see you on Friday.